Hello Year 7, here is your 6th lesson on an introduction to Shakespeare. Today we're going to analyse how Don John is presented in the extract from Much Ado About Nothing. So we've done lots of introductory work. Today we're going to actually be looking at a short extract from one of Shakespeare's plays, Much Ado About Nothing, and you're going to be analysing how Don John, the baddie, the bad character in that play, is presented. So our old piece of vocabulary is antagonist. You would have looked at antagonists right at the start of the year when we were looking at our quests or mythology unit of work. So can you list any of the antagonists you can remember from any of the texts that we've read this year? Okay, so what antagonists have we read about this year? And our new word is disdain. So if you feel disdain for someone, it's the feeling that someone or something is unworthy of your consideration or your respect, okay? So in the Bible stories that we would have read last term, how was Jesus a victim of disdain? So how did the people around Jesus, particularly those in positions of power or in the government, why did they look down on Jesus with disdain? Okay, so we can pause the video and have a go at answering those questions then, please. So your antagonist is essentially the villain of a story. Your protagonist is your main character, often the hero. Your antagonist is the baddie, the villain. So an example of an antagonist would be Grendel in Beowulf. Thinking about the Bible stories, thinking about the story of the crucifixion, you would have had Judas. He was definitely, he's the one that betrayed Jesus, so he would be another example of an antagonist. And in Shakespeare's plays, even the comedies, and Much Ado About Nothing is a comedy, you still have antagonists, okay? Because there still is some drama. It just ends okay. So, in the Bible stories you read, how was Jesus a victim of disdain? Well, Jesus claimed to be the Son of God. And yes, he sort of initially tried to keep that claim a bit of a secret. But, particularly towards the end of his life, he was very open about that. And there were lots of people in positions of power and government who absolutely looked down on Jesus with disdain. How could you claim that, someone from his lowly birth, who his parents were, how could you claim that you were the Son of God? How utterly ridiculous. And, they eventually, Jesus was considered to be a very powerful and a very dangerous man by these people in charge because he could have changed the status quo and changed society. And so they needed to discredit him and they needed to kill him, which is, of course, the crucifixion story and what they did. So, I would like you, please, to use page 10 of your booklet today. Okay? We're going to be looking at this page, where it says number 1 villain, Don John. Now we've got some tasks here, okay? Now the first task that I want you to do is in the comments to this video and also in the email that you would have got from your class teacher, there will be a link to a YouTube video where you can just watch a summary of what happens in Much Ado About Nothing, okay? Just a short summary of what the play is about, okay? So that's number 1 that I'd like you to do. So you can pause the video and then go and do that now. Now, number 2 is I would like you to read, obviously, this little bit of blurb here. Read the extract where we have Don John, the baddie, speak, and then answer these questions. Okay, so you can see you've got 4 questions there. Then, number 3, I'd like you to think about any new vocabulary and fill in this box that you've learnt. Then finally, number 4, and this is a sort of optional challenge. So for those of you in Mrs. Norris's class, I would definitely like you to all attempt this, please. But for those in the other classes, if you want to challenge yourself, you absolutely please feel free to do this as well. Pick one short quotation from the extract and write a mini PE paragraph giving your opinion about Don John and how is he presented in this extract, okay? So you're going to watch the clip to know what Much Ado About Nothing is about, answer the questions on page 10 after reading the extract on Don John, List any new vocabulary in the box on page 10, and then do your mini PE challenge writing about how Don John is presented in the extract. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, please let your class teacher know and they will help you. Okay, remember, tomorrow, Thursday, is reading for pleasure, and you'll get an email from your class teacher to remind you of that. And then Friday is you working on your individual creative challenge. Okay, so we'll have another video on Monday. Bye.